Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and
I'm a
forth.
fan of both.
And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said that about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires.
Stephen A. Smith just slammed the brakes on Angel Reese's ego trip so hard it practically left skid marks on the court. And no, this isn't a polished Netflix documentary with a fall from grace plot twist. This is raw, real, and loud. Angel Reese made a move that left the internet gasping. Wait, she did what? If you thought buzzer beaters were peak drama, you might want to buckle up, because Stephen A. didn't just drop the mic, he set it on fire. And the million-dollar question? What did Angel Reese do this time? Brace yourself. This isn't a simple case of black versus white. It's about that white player and that black player. Because the tension didn't start in the WNBA, it started long before it.
You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when they mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four.
Angel wasn't doing anything new. She was mirroring Caitlin's own past antics. Caitlin had taunted several opponents in the same way during her March Madness run. But that night, Angel and LSU completely dismantled Iowa, and Angel made sure Caitlin knew about it. From that moment, their history was locked in. Fast forward to the WNBA. Angel finally had her moment to shine, but instead of a breakthrough game, she delivered just 4 points. 4. That's not just a bad day, that's like being on a scoring diet. And here's the kicker. Caitlin Clark wasn't even playing the full game. She sat on the bench, iced up like a Gatorade ad, half covered in cold packs, half wrapped in potential. And still, Angel couldn't take control. She had the ball, she had the moment, she had the spotlight, and she still ended the night with a stat line that whispered, "Not ready."
First of all, it's not rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level.
This performance wasn't, "Watch me prove the haters wrong." It was, "Oops, I forgot where the hoop was." While Caitlin Clark sat out, her presence was still felt. Angel, on the other hand, she left behind a stat sheet that might as well have come with a sorry card.
Most fans were excited to see Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever take on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. The game was a blowout as the Fever beat down Chicago 93-58, with Clark's triple-double leading the way. But the biggest headline coming out of the game on Saturday is the investigation the WNBA is conducting into allegations of hateful fan comments directed at Angel Reese.
That moment sparked a storm. But this isn't just about one play. Angel did manage 12 rebounds, but without buckets, it's like stacking empty boxes. She treats scoring like it's optional. Like the league said, "Here's your shot," and she replied, "Nah, I'm good." Even her missed shot, she's right-handed, but it flew off like she was tossing a brick with the wrong hand. Here's a brutal stat. She's been blocked 20 times and has made only 21 field goals total. 1 block for every bucket? That's not dominance, that's damage control. And the commentators? They tried to soften it. Well, she contributed elsewhere. Elsewhere? Like what? Guest starring on a reality show? It felt like she was running drills in sneakers that forgot how to find the rim. The camera even caught her blank stare, like she was mentally applying for a spin-off.
Angel Reese, part 38, let's get it! Life throws her lemons, she makes bricks. Hey, PSA to anyone watching, she is right-handed. Right-handed, by the way. She missed the rim by 3 feet, man. Bang! I gotta say, this is my favorite summer sitcom.
The real stat hoarders of the WNBA. And honestly, people's frustration isn't really with Angel. It's with the narrative. Because before she came along, there were tons of elite black women in the league who never got this much shine. Angel strutted in with lashes, nails, and unmatched confidence. But that 4-point night? That screamed, "I peaked in college." This wasn't the long-awaited Bayou Barbie takeover. It was a reality check. It's turning into Desperate Housewives, WNBA edition. Drama, side eyes, and lonely wine glasses. Somewhere, Angel Reese is staring into her Pinot, whispering, "Where did everybody go?" Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, double-teamed, elbowed, iced down, still drops buckets like it's a backyard shoot-around. She's not just playing, she's putting on a clinic. And Angel, she had the perfect moment. No, Caitlin, all eyes are on her, microphone in hand. And still, crickets. A golden opportunity to own the spotlight. And instead, she flopped.
Because I was calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her. But it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents. Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females.
Let's hold that thought for a second. Because now there's another storm brewing. Allegations of racism directed at Angel Reese. The Chicago Sky says they'll protect their players at all costs. The WNBA dropped a statement condemning all forms of hate, racism, discrimination, you name it. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter. Fair. But here's the thing. Beyond the headlines and heavy words, there's still the basketball. Let's talk stat lines. Sure, 12 rebounds, scream hustle. But rebounding isn't the same as impact. You can grab every missed shot on the planet and still watch your own layups bounce off the rim. Angel's out there snatching boards like they're Pokemon cards. Gotta catch them all. But what's the use if you never play the game? You want a wild stat? Angel is 19 of 59 from inside 5
Angel
feet.
had the perfect setup.
She could have a future
No
in
Caitlin,
housekeeping
full attention,
because
the
she's
mic
turning over
handed
the
to her,
ball faster than
and
room
still
service.
flopped.
Elaborate a little bit more on that in just a second. But before I do that, I want to ask you your thoughts about apparently some racial animus that was thrown in the direction of Angel Reese. The Chicago Sky have gotten involved, talking about they're going to protect their players at all costs in WNBA.
And now, the whispers are turning into shouts. The same whispers that say Angel once likened herself to Michael Jordan. But this isn't a pep rally, it's the pros. And if you're not scoring, you're not staying.
Oh man, the latter part of that, Stephen A, is quite the thing to think on. I think when you go back to the impetus of the rivalry that we have between Caitlin and Angel Reese, I remember funny clips on the internet.
Right now, Angel's most notable contributions are her pregame fits and warming up the bench. If her minutes start shrinking, she might need to check in with the stylist before she checks in with the stats coach. We keep waiting for that breakout game. That moment that says, I'm not just the hype, I'm the real deal. But all we've gotten is a viral TikTok career arc. Big entrance, fast fade. This was supposed to be her year. Instead, it's starting to look like the milk crate challenge. Started strong, took a shaky step. Now we're just waiting for the fall, though not fast enough to make it exciting. Look, Angel's rise was built on rivalry. When Caitlin was taunting opponents, Angel clapped back. LSU beat Iowa, and she turned that into viral gold. People wanted her to win. The Bayou Barbie, the attitude, the charisma. She had it all. But charisma without execution is just noise. And 4 points a game? That's not cutting it. That's not leadership.
Her diabolical stat, she's 19 of 59 from less than 5 feet away. How about that, man? Bang! She should work in housekeeping for hotels because she could turn it over quickly. Lost by 27, scored only 4 points against the Indiana Fever. I mentioned no Caitlin Clark, no problem, give and go. Like a given no shot of working. Bang!
Twitter's already turning. Fans logging in, watching the games, going, wait, that's it? She's rebounding like a beast. But offensively, she's gone missing, like a left AirPod. Even her biggest fans are out here writing threads trying to explain why you just don't understand her game. Come on. She's struggling like a flip phone in 2025. And here's the kicker. Caitlin Clark, injured, benched, is still dominating the league's narrative. She's sipping electrolytes, ankle-wrapped, and somehow feels like the biggest presence in the building. That's not just uncomfortable, that's undeniable. How do you lose the spotlight to someone not even in uniform? Caitlin Clark wasn't even playing, taped up on the bench, and still, all eyes were on her. Meanwhile, the whispers started swirling. Front office side-eyes. Is she getting benched? Are they going to rest her for development? That's basketball code for, we can't say this publicly, but yikes.
I have yet to see a single example of Angel Reese being a leader outside of rebounding her own missed layups. What does Angel Reese do? What is her contribution?
This isn't just a slump, it's a reckoning. The Sky didn't draft a TikTok trend. They thought they were getting a cornerstone, a franchise pillar. Instead, what they got is a rebounding machine with a full-blown allergy to scoring. And let's be clear, this isn't about being a woman in sports. It's about performance. The excuses are running thin. Here's my thing. Who are these girls that are supposedly hating on Caitlin Clark? Are we just combing through Twitter for imaginary beef? What else are these women supposed to do? Fangirl over her? Kiss the ring? Bend the knee every time Caitlin hits a three? She's got 40 games this season. You mean to tell me we're going to rerun this same tired storyline after every single game? They hate her. They should be grateful. Come on, teams want killers, not compliments. They don't care about your lashes or how fire your IG captions are. If you're flexing on social, back it up on the court. 4 for 12, and vibes ain't it?
The taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark once it was Caitlin Clark's turn to have her comeuppance. And that's what made Angel Reese famous.
Even Stephen A. probably had to double-check the box score like, 4 points? That's it? This ain't LSU. And she better realize fast. The WNBA isn't a college pep rally. It's not a place for high-effort cardio awards. They don't hand out minutes for memories. This is a pro league. You perform or you sit. Right now, Angel's box scores look like someone forgot to type the rest of the numbers. One thing that was definitely on point, though? The outfit. Angel came dressed like it was New York Fashion Week. Boots matching the gloves, jacket matching the attitude, hair laid. But that begs the question, does she put more effort into the pre-game runway than the game itself? Every minute she spends on the court without producing is fuel to the fire. This isn't a YouTube mixtape era anymore. This is the league. WNBA coaches are not handing out 30 minutes just because you light up the tunnel walk. If you're not scoring, assisting, or locking up someone on defense, you're just filling space. Angel's not just hooping anymore. She's fighting to stay relevant in a league that moves on from hype faster than TikTok trends. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark? She's not just thriving, she's rewriting what's possible. Rookie of the Year? Easily. 4th in MVP voting. As a rookie. She's pulling up from the logo like it's a warm-up drill. She didn't even win a championship in college, but still walked into the WNBA like it's hers. And that's the difference. This isn't about potential anymore. It's about production. The window to prove yourself is short. Either Angel bounces back fast, or we're all watching an ESPN 30 for 30 in a decade called Angel Reese, the hype that never hit. Cue dramatic piano, slow motion bricks, whispered voiceover. What happened?